microphone. I hope this makes my audio so much clearer, but you guys will have to let me know. But I did a thing. What's up, everybody? Back with another live stream. Back with another, hopefully a good one today. Hopefully a fun one. You know, we're closing out the month of July with this one. Audio sounds good. Perfect. That's what I was hoping for. I haven't used this in such a long time, and I just busted it out on Friday for the Trivia Challenge post show. But and Psycho Jet Black with the $2 super chat saying, "Rest in peace, Regis Philbin." Absolutely. You know, Regis was a big part into getting me into like game show interest and hosting interest in general. I mean, he's an absolute legend of television and broadcasting in general, and also a former graduate of the University of Notre Dame, so that's also close to my heart. Regis, I remember imitating Regis for a church talent show many years ago with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it's very sad to see that. I mean, he was in his late 80s, early 90s. I'm not sure his exact age. I think he was 89. But yeah, Regis, an absolute legend of the broadcasting industry. It's sad to see him go, but his mark left on the industry is undeniable. So to you, Regis Philbin, hope you get your own daytime talk show in heaven. And also, you figure that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is somewhat the inspiration for many trivia shows nowadays. You figure with how big that show was back in '99 through like 2002, 2003 timeframe, how big that show was really caused the game show boom of that generation and led to many other trivia competitions. I'm sure it inspired Wrestling Trivia Challenge to some extent. And, you know, it's quite a legacy to leave. And of course, Regis Philbin was also on commentary for WrestleMania 7's main event, Sergeant Slaughter and Hulk Hogan. So there you go. Wrestling Connection 2. So rest in peace, Regis. Matt Helm says, "Hello, Greg. What's up, Matt?" Greg Cherrymark says, "The Fiend should beat Strowman for the Universal title at SummerSlam. Let's hope. Big E should conquer The Fiend for the title at Survivor Series. That's probably too soon. And heel Roman Reigns should beat Big E for the title. That would be cool." I don't know if you want the Universal title to switch hands that frequently. I'm all for a Big E Universal title run. Would it be like Big E Mania like it was Kofi Mania? Or would it be something completely different? I hope Big E has a solid singles run and a New Day support him, and maybe Kofi and Woods, when he comes back, can go to become 9-time tag team champions. We'll see. Chris Butler says, "Hello, Greg. I'm out of the hospital." Well, I'm glad you're doing better. What were you in the hospital for, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm terrible with following up with people. Don Wooding says, "Congratulations on the WTC win on Friday versus Zach." Well, thank you very much. Yes. Day number 869 is today. As I get closer, ever closer to day 1000 as your Wrestling Trivia Challenge champion. And if anything were to happen before that, anything catastrophic, regardless, it's been an incredible reign so far. I still want to make it to 1000. That is like the ultimate goal. After that, I don't know how much more I can do with the championship, because holding a championship, any championship related to wrestling whatsoever, for 1,000 days hasn't happened mainstream wise. I think Jeff told me like Dan Severn had it between like the NWA championship for like 4 years. So it hasn't happened this millennium. So let's put it that way. Like since the year 2000, it has not happened that anybody has had a championship for 1,000 days. So I could very well be the first. I'm definitely the closest, but we'll see. Um, he's also a graduate of Cardinal Hayes High School, repping for the Bronx. So there you go. There you go. So it's very fitting that his show was in New York for many, many years. Regis did a lot for WWF and Vince. Yeah, he was part of it. Chris Mace. Hello, everyone. What's up, Chris? Amanda Rodriguez. Hi, Greg. Sorry I'm late. You're not too late. There are people who like come in on the tail end of the stream. I just get started. You're all good. Ken says I would like to see Big E win the Intercontinental title again. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe Big E and AJ will fight each other for the title. We'll see. Janelle Jackson, who wins the Raw Women's Championship tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw? As much as I would love it to be Sasha, I think Asuka's going to win. There can't be any interference, or at least there's not supposed to be. So we'll see if any shenanigans happen with that match also. But it should be another great one. I mean, Sasha and Asuka tore the house down at Extreme Rules, the horror show. I'm not switching the lights because it's not the preview. But they're going to have another incredible match. Sasha's going to continue showing why she is the best wrestler in the world, the best women's wrestler in the world. And that is my opinion, but I believe it's solidly backed up. And a lot of people disagree with me. Oh, what about Charlotte? Oh, what about Io Shirai? Oh, what about blah, 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 blah. For me, it's Sasha. You're not going to change my mind no matter how much proof you show me. For me, it's Sasha. And it's whenever she and Bayley finally have their match against each other, because we know it's coming. How long it takes to get there, it may be something that they actually continually drag out. And it may be something that they save until there are fans in attendance. Which, quite frankly, I don't blame them. I do not blame them at all for wanting to save that match until there are fans. Because that match, when it happens, could it top their Brooklyn match? I don't know. I hope so, but I don't know. In Zamazu We Trust says, I want to see Big E hold the strap, not the IC strap. I mean, I would be all for Big E being Universal Champion also. I support that wholeheartedly. And I want to see Woods become Universal Champion too. All three members of the New Day holding the top title. I would love to see that. And individually, not just like, oh, since Big E's champion, then Kofi and Woods are champion. No, not like the Freebird rule for the singles title. No, I want to see them all each have their own individual reign. That's what I want to see. Kevin says, I'd like to see Naomi on Raw to feud with Asuka. That would be interesting. I don't know if they're going to do... I doubt they do any roster shakeups right now. But, I don't work for them, so that perhaps they could do something like that. But I think they are starting to do something with Naomi where they're giving her a little bit more of an edge. And she's not just the, rave person anymore. She's actually, got an edge to her. Similar to her days with Team Bad. But I hope it leads to good things. Let's see. You want to see Naomi as a heel? Oh, that's to Kevin. Chris Butler says, let's not have one person dominate the chat. Trust me, I've been that guy. I want to see other names in the conversation today. So do I. So go share this stream on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, Zanga, whatever the freak you use. sending this thing everywhere. Let's get more people in here. Let's get me doing some entrances. Let's get me doing some entertaining today. Because that's also why I'm here. It's not just wrestling discussion. It's straight up entertainment. And that's why we got the wheel. That's why I invested in a microphone so I sound a lot better. Hopefully I sound a lot better. I mean, you still have to listen to my voice, but hopefully it's like clearer. Mike Gonzalez, do you like boxing? And if so, did you hear about Mike Tyson coming out of retirement to fight in September? I did see that. I saw that, was it Wednesday or Thursday I saw that? That he's coming out of retirement for an 8-round fight. We'll see if he's still up to snuff. I mean, Tyson didn't have a great last couple matches when he was still full-time, but when you have time to train and you think you can still go, we'll see what happens. I mean, I wouldn't want to stand in the ring against Mike Tyson in a boxing match. That's just not going to happen for me. So we'll see. We'll see how he does. Is it something I'm looking forward to? Sure, maybe when it gets closer to. Right now, I'm not super excited about it because I'm not huge into boxing. The last boxing thing I watched was Mayweather and McGregor. And McGregor did a ton of taunting, and Mayweather beat the crap out of him because, you know, boxing is his arena. I would still love to see Mayweather get in an MMA ring against McGregor and see how he does, but I don't know if that one's ever going to happen. And yes, Ken, Regis Philbin did pass away. It was all over the news yesterday. Marshall Leonard, do you see Mike Tyson going to AEW to wrestle Chris Jericho? I don't know if you need to continue that anymore. I don't know who it would really benefit. I don't think it's necessary. You got a question about the WWE Champions game? Shoot, Ken. If it's about how rough Showdown mode was, I get it. The women's Showdown run showed how weak my women's roster is. I still managed to almost max the thing, but man, does my women's roster need help. It was rough. Kevin says, so Tessa Blanchard has the Real Impact Wrestling Championship, and she wants more money. I mean, do you necessarily want that kind of buzz in the WWE locker room? I would hope that she would. Here's what I would rather have. I would rather have Tessa go to AEW and see how she does there, because her dad's also there. Like, Tully's already there. So why not, maybe not put them together on screen, but like have them be in the same collective locker room, if that makes any sense. And maybe straighten her out when she needs it. Or I would hope that would be the case. I would hope Tully has enough respect for the business to be like, if Tessa's like mouthing off to somebody completely unnecessarily, then to straighten her out. But I don't know how that would go over in the WWE locker room, or if WWE would bring her in just to bury her. I don't know what the point of either one of those would be, but I don't know. Am I echoing again? Crying out loud, hold on. That's not that bad. It's not as bad as it has been in previous. I am echoing. I just listened to the audio. I doesn't sound like I'm echoing that bad, but if you could, yeah, because I'm listening to like the actual like stream on YouTube, and it doesn't sound like I'm echoing that bad. Hmm. I'm gonna try and talk a little more so I can figure this out. I don't get it. Maybe I just missed it or something. Um, Regardless, I don't know why every single stream I echo. I only have like one microphone input, and it should only be this one, which hopefully makes the audio way better. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Mark Simpson, have you talked to Greg Morgan lately? No. I mean, I follow him on Twitter, but I don't really. The only time I really interacted with him was the trivia challenge match I had with him. That was it. Um, Big Baller G, it happens with everyone on YouTube. Well, that's good to know. It's good to know it's not just me, but that's still an annoying issue. Every single stream for the last few weeks, it's been doing that. Curtis, you're good. Damn it, it's not an echo. You're clear. I'm just venting, Curtis. I don't hear it. You guys said I was good, so I'm not worried about it. All right, here we go. $10 super chat by Big Baller G. Let's see. Hopefully the wheel spin isn't too loud because since it's right next to the microphone. But here we go, Big G. Let's see what you get. Well, look at that. Look at that. Congrats, Big G. Let me know which one you want, and I'll send it off to you. I still have this to send off to you. And I don't see Adrian in the chat right now, so I haven't sent this pen send shirt either. So if you want me to send both of these to you, I can send that, and then I'll just buy Adrian his. Either way. Let me know what you want. Because this is an extra large, so I don't know if that will work for you either way. That's cool? All right, cool. I'll do it that way. And then I'll just buy Adrian's off of Teespring. He'll get like a brand new one. So, cool. He'll get here. I'm sure he'll get here. But either way, good start to the stream. So what else is going on with you guys? Mark Simpson says Greg's cool. He lives in San Diego. I know he's out in the California area. Honestly, like I might have actually muted him just because I barely saw like any wrestling posts from him, and they were mostly political. And it's like everybody knows how much I can't stand politics, so it's like I don't want to see this crap on my timeline all the time. So like I still follow him, but I mute him because it's like I know you have political opinions. I know you're passionate about them. That's all well and good, but like when that's all you post, and that's not even. If I were going to follow you for politics, which I don't follow anybody for their politics, I may follow like a couple news sources or whatever, but I don't think I even do that because I'm like, oh, the news doesn't work. It is what it is. But if I follow you, like, and you're an entertainer or you're like a YouTuber and something, and the majority of what you post is straight up politics, and it's not even like causes. It's like, oh, support this cause. It's just like anger and like hatred and all that stuff. It's like, if you support a cause and like that's one thing. Like, if you support like love and support for somebody, fine. But if you're going to be like angry and hateful all the freaking time and just, it's not for me. I don't interact with it. I don't deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. And I'm not all over here like, hey, peace, love, and like hippie stuff like that. It's like, honestly, like, I don't even really see that as hippie stuff. It's like, hey, listen, love each other, all right? You don't agree with each other, that's fine. Be a human about it. Don't like completely degrade their character. If they do it, then be the better man. Be the better person. If that person is hateful, show them love. Maybe they don't know what it is. But when you do it right back, you're no better than that person. Yelling louder doesn't make you more right. That's just my opinion. Like, I never understood. And you know, I'll admit this. I'll admit this right here. Many years ago, when I was like towing the political party line, I was like that too. Until I got to a point where I was like, this is stupid. This is not working. Why don't we all just put aside our differences and work together instead of having a pissing match to see who wins? It's like that's not what the point of any of this is. We're supposed to work together. We don't have to agree with each other on really anything. But at least be a decent human being to the other person. If you can't do that, then the problem's with you and not the other person. I don't condone any of these politicians, the hatred that they spew towards each other, and the absolutely horrific accusations that they throw at each other. It's disgusting. And these are supposed to be our leaders, and they're acting like children. Put aside your differences. Put on your big person pants, your big boy pants, your big girl pants, whatever the case may be. Do the work. Shut up about your personal differences. And work as a team. You people act like like the people in Congress act like they're the only people in the world that have issues with each other. And then they cause everybody else in the country to have issues because it's like, oh, well, this, and then they make everything political. It's like, no wonder nothing gets done. All we do is argue. It's like Congress and the people of America is like a bad marriage that nobody wants to get out of. It's like freaking Stockholm syndrome. Because everybody just fights with each other and nothing gets done. And they get paid. We don't get paid. They get paid. It's... I see so many people, especially on Twitter, with just such vitriolic hatred for anybody that disagrees with them. Let me tell you something. To sit there and post on your public profile such hateful terms towards another person, such like condescending terms to another person. Before you post any of that, let me ask you something. Have you ever done anything wrong in your life? if you say yes that you have done anything wrong in your life, then shut up. You're not perfect. You can't dictate to somebody else what they believe. And if you say no, that you've never done anything wrong with your life, you're a liar. So that's at least one. Everybody screws up. Nobody on this planet Earth has it completely right. Not even me. Are you kidding me? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm in my 30s. I have no idea what I'm doing. I know what I want to do. I know what my passion is. I don't know how to get there. So I have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm not going to judge other people by how they want to live their life. Why do that? What good does that accomplish? It's like, oh, I told that person that... What does that accomplish? First of all this like hatred towards politicians, I don't want to say it's justified, it kind of is, just because of how much BS comes from them. But all this hatred towards politicians, like you go on there, post a tweet telling that person off, it's like, so what does that do for you? It's like, does that make you feel better about yourself? Like, yeah, it makes me feel better about myself. I told the president off. He's never going to see that. Or even if he does, he's not going to respond. So why? What is the point? You're clearly angry about something. Figure it out. Better your life. Life is too damn short to be angry all the time. I'm trying to help, and it sounds like I'm angry, so it's almost hypocritical to be like, oh, you're so angry about other people being angry. Well, kind of, yeah. And I'm not perfect for that either. It's just very frustrating to see people throw out such hatred and try and present themselves as, oh yeah, you should follow me, you should follow me. Oh, I told this person off. Oh, like, I'm making fun of this person for this. I see so much of that on wrestling Twitter. And I'm almost kind of ashamed of some of the people that I follow. Because it's like, you're actually kind of an a-hole. You're kind of a self-centered a-hole. Why am I following you? I'm not going to name names. Because those people probably aren't even watching. But let me put it this way. It's not about you. It's not about me either. I know you guys are watching me on the stream right now, but this stream is not about me. It's about entertaining you guys. That's all I want to do with the show. Like, yeah, I'm the person on the show. I'm the one doing all the entertaining and whatnot. Do you think I just straight up do this for my jollies and I don't care about you guys? No, I love that you guys watch. I love that I get a consistent audience. It's just one of those things that I don't understand why so many people in this world have so much hatred in their hearts. But then again, a lot of them are told to. And they listen. Think for yourselves, people. All right. So, sorry I went on that rant like that. But in Zamazu we trust. If Greg hits us with the people's eyebrow at the end of his speech, I'll pop so hard. Well, here you go. If you smell what the Greg is cooking, there's your pop. Ken terminated by DQ with a $5.20 super chat. Your rant kicked so much butt that I had to give you a standing ovation and a super chat. Keep doing you, champ. Well, thank you, Ken. I appreciate that. Now let's get back into the stream. Let's do some entertaining. I go on my rant. I feel like almost one of those talk radio personalities, one of the big names in politics or whatever. And it's like, I want to entertain you guys. I like to give my serious talks once in a while, but I want to entertain. I want to sing and dance and be goofy. Because life is about having fun. Life is about caring about other people. If I'm a Christian and I'm out there like hating on people, I'm not doing my job as a Christian. And this is not like some religious like segue either. This is just, hey, my job as a Christian is to love people. Period, end. Regardless of their differences, regardless of their sins. Because I'm not perfect. Any of you Christians who follow politics and try and cause division, take that advice. Matt Phillips reviews with a $5 super chat. If Hogan didn't turn heel in 96, what do you think would have been the big turn? Austin in 2001? Probably. And quite frankly, here's the thing. If Hogan hadn't turned in 96, WCW probably wouldn't have survived until 2001. The only reason WCW survived as long as it did was because of Hogan. So, and then you have to wonder, would the Attitude Era have even happened? Because if you change one thing in history, Hogan's heel turn in WCW was the catalyst, was the true catalyst for the Attitude Era. Yes, Austin had won the King of the Ring a couple weeks before that happened. But were they truly going attitudinal before that? I don't really know the answer to that. Because Austin 316 was popular for a little bit, but it exploded in 97 after the NWO had already been around. So you have to wonder, would the Attitude Era have even truly been a thing if the Hogan heel turn hadn't happened? Or would they still be cartoony? Would the wrestling business even still exist? Or would all of the edge for wrestling have come from ECW? Who knows how the entire complexion of wrestling would be if Hulk Hogan hadn't turned heel at the 96 Bash at the Beach. It's an interesting concept. But think of just the cataclysmic waves that it would have caused. Not just a ripple effect, but waves of difference in how wrestling is presented today. Amanda Rodriguez says, your rant was so freaking good. Well, thank you. Clip it and put it on Twitter or something. Tag me in it. And send it to all of wrestling Twitter. And the ones who get mad about it are probably the ones I'm talking about. Kevin says, can the women finally have a cinematic match? They already have. The Money in the Bank match was a cinematic match. It was like 40 minutes of greatness. Meaning the right person won that match. Even though a lot of people wanted it to be Shayna, Asuka was probably the right person to win that match. Otis? Do people even still remember that he's Money in the Bank holder? I don't know. Big Bowler G says, out of the Mummy trilogy, which one is your favorite if you have watched them? I think I've mentioned this on the show before. I'm not a movie guy. So I honestly have not seen any of them. Which I know upsets my wife because she and her family are big movie people. I'm not. I never have been. It's not like I turn my nose up to movies. It's like, oh, I'm too good for movies. It's nothing like that. It's just I've just never been able. And it's hilarious to me also because I can sit through like 6 or 7 hour wrestling pay-per-views. But like when it comes to a movie, and it's like, I think with wrestling, it's one of those things I'm comfortable and I kind of know what to expect. And maybe there will be some surprises. When it comes to movies, it's like it requires an investment that you don't really know what you're getting into. And I've been to some movies that we paid for, went to the theater, and we're like, what a complete waste of money. It's like, it wasn't entertaining, it wasn't engaging, it wasn't like, it didn't draw you in at all. It was just a boring, obnoxious story. District 9 comes to mind. What a god-awful movie. Not to say that there haven't been god-awful wrestling shows, because there have been. There have been. It's just... I've never been a movie guy. It's just not my thing. Yeah, Curtis Butler says, it's a lot of what ifs. What if there's no screw job in 97? Well, Owen would probably still be alive. What if Austin didn't get his neck damaged? Yeah, agreed. If Austin hadn't had his neck injury in 97, he might be up there with Taker for still wrestling today. Possibly. He might have retired, but his career would have been much longer. Mike Gonzalez says, what if Vince had really decided to give up his creative control in 2011 and it wasn't just the storyline with Triple H taking it away? I think a lot of people actually thought it was going to be like that. And with the way NXT's going, a lot of people probably wished it would have gone that way. Because NXT is still strong. The wrestling product is strong, all of that. It's got signs of the Attitude Era in there. One day Triple H will get the reins. And we'll all be better for it. The This Guy Experience. What's up, Greg the Man? What's up, the This Guy Experience? How you doing? SN1281 says, MJF is greater than Orton. Are you talking overall, or are you talking for like heel ability? Because MJF is a naturally... I feel like I would get along with Randy Orton on a more personal level. I feel like he's very good at what he does. MJF is also very good at what he does. He has a very punchable face. And he's just a dick. 24/7, 365 and a quarter. It's insane. SN1281. What was Owen missing? He did everything great. Yes, he did. He did do everything great. It's a shame he was never WWF champion. He might have been had the accident in 99 not have happened. And that would have been great, because Owen was a guy who was loyal and deserved that. Would he still be alive if he went to WCW? Yeah, but he probably would have hated the wrestling business more. I don't know. Yes, I do have a new mic. I brought it out. I mentioned this at the top of the stream. I brought it out Friday for the Wrestling Trivia Challenge post-show. And Jeff said I sounded better than I ever have. So I figured I'd start implementing it on more shows that I'm on. Especially because I'm entering yet another wrestling trivia competition in about a month here. Talkamania has this show that they call Trivia, which is a show kind of like Wrestling Trivia Challenge. I got my whiteboard and everything so that I can write down all my answers and that they look pretty. But I won't have to use that for another month. Unless, of course, Quizlemania comes calling, and then I'll use it sooner. But that's still the ultimate goal, is to get me on Quizlemania. I need Twitter followers, apparently, to make that happen. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, go to Twitter now, follow me at Greg Cherrybrand, and tell everybody you know to follow me. Because I have a goal that I want to hit. It's easy, it's free, go do it. Mike Gonzalez says, I hope WWE puts the belt on Orton. If there's anybody that could beat Drew McIntyre on the streak he's on, it has to be Orton. It has to be. And people will be like, oh no, he's a 14-time champion too. It's like, tell me one time that Randy Orton didn't deserve to be world champion. I'll wait. Can you think of one? Say what you will. Randy Orton's worst title reign. There was one time where he shouldn't have been world champion, and it was his worst reign that he ever had. And that's when he beat Bray at WrestleMania 33. And then lost the title to Jinder Mahal. That was Orton's absolute worst reign. Period. End. His best match of that reign? The match he lost to Jinder. That was his best match that reign. His feud with Bray was god-awful. The feud itself wasn't as awful. The matches were not good. Sometimes people don't have chemistry. Randy and Bray did not have chemistry. Sorry. This guy experienced with a $2 super chat. WWE dropping vote of no confidence story was dumb. Yeah. It was a way to transition Triple H away from the authority role or whatever. And to give the job to Laurinaitis. Mr. John Laurinaitis. It is what it is. It was what it was. Really. Mike Gonzalez says, have Randy beat him at SummerSlam and have Drew win it back in front of the fans. That's possible. Curtis Butler says, Vince loves Drew. He's the total package. No pun intended for Lex. This guy experiences right as hell, Greg. RKO shouldn't have taken the belt off Bray. I mean, that feud really should have put Bray on a new level, but I think that feud buried the crap out of him. The stuff on the ring was cool for the first time they did it, and then they did it 3 times. It's like, once was enough. Like the maggots and stuff on the ring. That was cool once as a mind game. They went back to it. They went back to the well way too often, and it took away from the match. And then the match itself wasn't that great. And then they did the House of Horrors and somehow outdid themselves in bad. And here's the frustrating part. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt are so much better. If you condense their entire careers into that match, you would think they're the worst wrestlers on the planet. But that's not true at all. Bray is incredible. Randy is even more incredible, in my opinion. That match is not indicative of what they could do. I kind of blame production for that one, if I'm going to be completely honest. The production of that match, the booking of that match, so weird. Bar fight or swamp fight? Bar fight. Uh, Jamie De Lacombe, how would you book Aleister Black? I don't know why he feels like Aleister Black needs to be his own guy. Not have alliances with people, not be saving people. It's like Aleister Black needs to be his own guy, like he was in NXT. And yes, he teamed with Ricochet for a little bit, but I mean, like, when he first started in NXT, through his NXT championship reign, that Aleister Black. That's how I would book him. But it doesn't seem like they want to do a whole lot with him because they're focused on other storylines. Maybe he fights Seth at SummerSlam? I don't know. Raw booking is so convoluted anyway. I'm sorry. It is. I don't think anybody on Raw knows what they're doing week to week. There's no long-term booking on Raw. There's not. SmackDown has a little long-term booking. NXT has more long-term booking. Raw has nothing. Raw, there's nothing. If you watched an episode of Raw this week and watched an episode like 3 weeks later, I don't think you would know that like it was a 3 weeks later show. You would think it's like a year or so down the road. There's no long-term like anything. And I don't get it. I'm going to turn on my air conditioner, so hopefully it doesn't get too loud in here, but I'm starting to get warm, and I'm wearing all black, so. Better. Do you think Big E will finally get the world title now that he's on his own? We can hope. We can hope he gets the world title. I don't know how strong they're going to book Big E going forward, or if they're just going to limit him to the Intercontinental title. SN1281 says, I haven't watched WWE in like 6 weeks. AEW only. Life is much better. I catch up with WWE from the WWE Top 10, and I watch the pay-per-views. That's how I keep track of everything. Otherwise, like... Well, first of all, I had to get rid of cable temporarily because I'm unemployed and haven't received my unemployment checks in 3 months. So yeah, kind of hurting for money, so had to cut ties somewhere. So yeah, watching the stuff on YouTube is how I'm following along with it. If it's not on YouTube or the network, chances are I haven't seen it. Unless I like find it somewhere. But Kevin says the problem about Raw is terrible booking, 3-hour shows, and Mr. McMahon needs to go make the show better. If Vince McMahon wants to write his shows, if he wants Raw to be a certain way, why have a writing team? Why have a writing team if you're just going to do it yourself? You know? It makes no sense to me. I've shared this live stream on Facebook. Don't start. Okay. I don't know what that means, Curtis. Don't start what? Don't start believe. Oh, wait, that's don't stop. Sorry. No singing till I get a spin. Yeah, I never understood the rewrite the show 10 minutes before it goes on the air. It's like that's proof in the pudding that you have no idea what direction you want to go. Have some long-term booking ideas and stick with them. If you don't have long-term stories, you don't have long-term investment from people. If you're just producing shows week to week to get wrestling on TV and there's nothing to hold it together, then nobody's going to watch. That's why the stuff with Sasha and Bailey is so intriguing, because it seems like they're developing a story. Even if it's not with each other, it's with Asuka or Nikki Cross or something. There's a story there. What's in my cup? It's just water. It's just a red freaking cup is this? It's like a mason jar cup, but it's tinted red, but it's water. Cody Fosterling said, "What happened to the SmackDown hacker?" Mike Gonzalez says he went to Raw. I'm so frustrated that if they dropped that, it was the most intriguing thing they had, and if they completely dismissed it, it's like, why would you build something with intrigue and then not reveal who it is? Why would you drop that storyline? People cared about it. People wanted to know who it was, and then you just don't talk about it anymore? You'll wonder why you're losing viewers. You don't finish stories. Sometimes you don't even start stories. Curtis Butler, watching the Yankees game in this. Well, are they winning today? Because they got their ass kicked yesterday. Keith Lee is going to be a solid addition to the main roster. You know, again, I've mentioned this before. How somebody is booked in NXT does not translate to the main roster whatsoever. It's almost, if you're booked this way in NXT, you are booked the complete opposite way on the main roster. Alexa Bliss, never champion in NXT. Main roster, 5 women's titles, 2 women's tag team titles. Host of WrestleMania. Robert Roode, NXT champion. U.S. champion and tag team champion a couple times. But nothing major. Samoa Joe, only won the U.S. title twice. Didn't hold it long for either time. Kind of jobbed out a lot. Didn't translate well. Shinsuke Nakamura, at least he's a current tag team champion now. But he's had 6 shots at the WWE title and failed at all of them. Within like a year span. Right thing. Hi. How you doing? Cody Fosterling says, it's impossible to screw up Keith Lee. Vince McMahon says, hold my beer, damn it. It's Adam Cole. I'm scared for him. Well, we'll see. I understand none of them are Keith Lee, but Keith Lee is also not on the main roster. He is the NXT champion. He is not on the main roster. He got a decent match of Survivor Series. He got a big moment with Brock at the Rumble. But those aren't going to necessarily translate to the main roster. Remember this conversation, because when Keith Lee eventually makes it up to the main roster, and they don't give him a giant push, and they just make him like the new Brodus Clay. Remember this conversation that sometimes acts on NXT that get over huge do not translate to the main roster. Could I be wrong? Of course. I'm wrong about a lot of things. But it's a wait and see type of situation. Don't assume Keith Lee is going to walk in to Monday Night Raw, become WWE, United States, and Tag Team Champion, and 24/7 Champion all in one fell swoop. Give it time. We'll see what happens. Chris Butler says Yankees are winning 3-2 in the ninth. Awesome. Good. Because yesterday they didn't look good at all. Should Shane McMahon join the greater good to get his revenge on Kevin Owens? I would like to see Shane McMahon back on TV in general. I would like to see Shane McMahon talk trash to Drew McIntyre, because Shane and Drew used to be like good friends, and now it's like, oh, Drew's a goody two-shoes now, and Shane's the best in the world. Shane McMahon, Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship, and Shane wins. You guys think I'm kidding. Well, if you watch the stream, you might not think I'm kidding. I'm being serious. I would still to this day, I don't care if he's been off TV for almost a year, I would still want to see Shane McMahon as WWE Champion. I am standing by that. And then he needs an Intercontinental Championship run so he can be a Grand Slam champion. Actually, I think he needs the Intercontinental and the United States, because I don't think these tag team titles count under the Grand Slam role, but whatever. I heard they were going to turn Adam Cole into a game show host. Well, if you want some tips on how to become a game show host, come to this guy. I know quite a bit about game shows. JD says, do you see Sting sometime in AEW? If Sting's not going to wrestle, there's no point in him being on TV. Honestly. SN1281 says, Ahmed joining the Nation was so bad. Yes, it was. And if you watch Jeff's and my review of Canadian Stampede, we brought that up. It was like, there was no point in Ahmed Johnson joining the Nation. It was terrible. It didn't even last that long. It was just a bad idea. What happened to Brendan Vince, Shane Thorne, and Riddick Moss? MVP just forgot about those guys? No, MVP just wanted to be with somebody who was over. That's exactly it. Mike is all, speaking of Adam Cole, did you see what happened between him and McAfee? I did. I think it'll work. I mean, it seemed to, like, perfectly set up to be a shoot. It was fun to watch, but it's a work. This guy experienced $2 super chat. Shane versus Brock from SummerSlam 2016 needs to happen. Yeah, because at the end of SummerSlam 2016, it was Brock standing over a bloody Randy Orton, and then he F5 Shane, and then nothing came of that. Brock versus Shane would have been very interesting to watch. But I guess Brock didn't want to actually compete against Shane. His loss. Dude McCool says, have a good stream. Well, I'm trying. Can MVP have a female in that group? Sure. It just depends on who you want that female to be. Imagine Shayna Baszler in that group with MVP. If you just want a group of badasses, why not add Shayna Baszler? What was worse, Ahmed joining the Nation or Brian joining the Wyatts? Ahmed joining the Nation, and here's why. Brian joining the Wyatts was only a temporary thing for Brian to beat down Bray from the inside. Didn't ultimately work because Bray beat Brian at the Royal Rumble, but it was a good plan and it led to one of the most awesome Raw moments in recent years. just the slow yes chant of the entire arena in unison. That was an awesome Raw moment. Ahmed joining the Nation did nothing for either the Nation of Domination or Ahmed Johnson. Right thing. Do you think Vince McMahon will break up the Undisputed Era on the main roster and use Adam Cole in a father-son storyline with Michael Cole? God, I hope not. I really hope not. But that's probably exactly what they'll do. Cody says Stephanie McMahon is better than Shane O'Mac. No, she's not. If we're talking in-ring, no, she's not. If we're talking promos, no, she's not. If we're talking entertainment value, no, she's not. If we're talking about who's more attractive, yes, she is. Even though Shane's a good-looking dude, too. But hey, whatever. Do you have your own page on WWE YouTubers Wikia? I don't think so, unless somebody made it for me. I really should, though. I wonder if that would get my followers up. I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be quite honest with you. So I haven't set one up for myself, but I mean, I guess I could. Zamazu, Greg, you forgot to spin the wheel. I did? Oh, I guess you did donate $5 twice, didn't you? Yeah, you donated $5 twice. So, yeah, here we go. Well, that was worth it. Whoops. It got stuck. Give me an entrance, Zamazu. Who's the one person who could build AEW? Oh, cool. Who's the one person who could build AEW to that number one wrestling spots? It's going to sound weird, but ESPN just picked up a story with Orange Cassidy. I feel like there is an appeal to this generation's audience with Orange Cassidy's gimmick. I like it. I enjoy Orange Cassidy. I did not think that he would get a mega push like this. But I can see him as somebody the fans get behind as their underdog guy. Will he ever win a championship? Maybe he'll be the one to dethrone Cody. You don't know. Can you imagine if he became AEW champion? I don't know if that'll happen. I might be talking nonsense. Rhea Ripley. Okay. Here we go. Rhea Ripley's entrance coming up. And for those of you who are relatively new to the chat, and yes, you can only see the top of my massive 5-head. For those of you who are new to this, if you donate $10 and you get a spin on the wheel, you can earn an entrance for me to do, just for you, as accurately as I possibly can. So here we go with former NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. Wait for ads. Paint them. And there's your Rhea Ripley entrance. This guy experience says, "Oh snap! Who won the giveaway from like 2 weeks ago? That was Big G." And Big G won a shirt, so I'm sending him both the game and the shirt in one package. So that actually kind of works out. G, it might take a while because I haven't got my unemployment check yet, but working on it. Trust me. This guy experience. Hey Greg, what is your weight loss diet and workouts? You slimmed down the past few years. Well, thank you for taking notice. And also, black's a slimming color. My wife and I started Beachbody, and she's actually a coach. So if you're interested in any products or stuff, I can probably like send you a picture of her card or whatever. But I just did some of the MMA workouts yesterday, in fact, and they kick your ass. They really do. But since I used to be in Taekwondo for a few years, it's like, okay, those movements are very familiar to me. It's stuff I can do. So that's what I go with. And it's quite a workout. It kicks your butt, like I said. And just keeping your like portion control down. I used to snack all the time. All the time. And now I just drink a lot of water. I have meals and maybe snack once a day, if that. So that's pretty much what you do. And Samazu says it's all the entrances. Sometimes, I mean, you guys make me do the Ultimate Warrior entrance. That gets a few calories off. Is Bo Dallas still signed with WWE? I think so. I know Axel's not, but I think Bo Dallas is still there. They just don't do anything with him. Big Baller G says, my fiance is down from 315 to 278. That's awesome. My wife's down about 40 pounds too. I mean, they're kicking butt. Good for both of them. Dude McCool says a Paul London entrance would be a workout and a half. I don't have enough room to do a Paul London entrance because it's basically him running at full speed and then sliding in the ring. I don't have that much room. This guy experience, because I just hit the gym this weekend. Too much food is my enemy. You know, it really is. What you got to do, drink more water, especially when it's hot out. But like in general, I don't want to say I cut out pop completely. And yes, I call it pop. I'm from Western Pennsylvania. Sue me. I don't drink a whole lot of pop or juice or anything like that. I mostly consume water. And you're like, oh, that's hard. It's flavorless. Water is incredibly delicious. I've gained a massive appreciation for water. Because I used to drink back half a dozen cans of Pepsi like it was water. I can't do that anymore. I have like a small cup about this size of Pepsi, and like the rest of my drinks throughout the day and throughout the week are water. So... And really, if you want to like sign up for like the Beachbody stuff, again, contact me on social media. I'll give the information to my wife, and she'll contact you back with that stuff. It's really not bad at all. She does the Shakeology. I don't do the Shakeology as much because she only gets like enough packs for herself, but she swears by it. And like I said, she's down to almost the weight she was when we started dating. So it's incredible for her. And she feels so much better. She has so much more energy. And I have more energy since I started doing the workouts, too. So there's a lot to be said. I know I have, like, beach bash things on here for when people win them. I haven't spun too many of those in recent weeks. But it really does help. And it's to get you to try the product before you, like, consider buying it. So if it's something you're thinking about, if you're thinking about taking it seriously, especially with gyms all over the place closing and whatnot, Beachbody is a good way to do workouts at home. I enjoy doing them. I had done them before, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is fun, and then I stopped doing them. But like this, I'm continuing to do, and I'm still a ways away from my goal weight, but hopefully I reach it at some point. Yankees win. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Awesome. Cool. That makes me happy. As you can, well, I don't know if you can see it, but hold on. I might as well go get it rather than give everybody, like, motion sickness. One second. And my name's engraved in it. Jen got this for me when she was in New York. I greatly appreciate it. I also have a couple jerseys, too. I'll have to wear one on the show at some point. Big Baller G says, I'm trying to lose 25 pounds by the wedding. Well, have you done the Shaco yet? Let me know if you haven't done it, try it. And if you like it, and you like doing it, the Beachbody workout I'm doing is called Core to Force. It's a lot of like MMA related stuff. It's a really good workout. I recommend it. It's not too hard. There are parts of it that are like, oh my gosh, this is so exhausting. But that's any workout, honestly. But yeah, Big G, if you cut out like pop and just drink solely water and you start doing like workouts like this, I have no doubt in my mind that you can hit that weight. Like I said, Jen's dropped like 40-some pounds in like since the beginning of the year. So you can do it too. It's very possible. In Zamazu, I drink ice cold lemon water or unsweetened tea. Haven't drank soda or juice in years. Well, there you go. I mean, you're already partway there then. I don't really care for unsweetened tea. It just tastes like water that sat out or something. It's like, eh. For me, tea has to have sugar in it, and that's always been my thing. It's like if I'm gonna drink unsweetened tea, I'm just gonna drink plain water. Because, like, to me, water has a better flavor than unsweetened tea. That's just me, though. The doctor came in the room and told me no more caffeine. Well, I mean, I could probably do that, honestly. I don't drink coffee at all. I've never cared for it, don't drink it. So, like, that wouldn't be too much of a stretch for me. I'd probably have a harder time giving up pop. Really and honestly. Jamie says, would you rather see CM Punk come back to WWE or debut on AEW? I would like to see Punk come back at the Royal Rumble. I think that's the only place he could return. Because, like, just randomly showing up on Raw, I don't think would do anything for me. A lot of people are watching the Rumble anyway, so then I think that would get them viewership for Raw. Be like, oh, what is CM Punk going to say in his first time back in WWE arena in 7 years? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, the money's there. Sure, you could have him show up on AEW, but then he would just sound like any other WWE released person, and it would just be better. And it's whatever. Paul Mead, do you think the Impact signings are done? Paul, a good challenger of mine on Wrestling Trade Challenge. They might be for now, but that's probably just because of the pandemic. But since Impact is proving themselves as a legitimate company again, more people might be interested in going just to give themselves a shot. It's like, hey, where do I have my best shot to get a shot? Shot to get a shot, yeah. Impact might be the place to go. Who knows? Curtis Butler says the mystique of Punk is gone. Not sorry. I agree with that. If Punk were to come back, I think it would still be a big deal. But the mystique, as you said, is not there like it was if he would have come back at like 2016 or 2017, or like if he would have actually been successful in UFC. It was cool when he came back to backstage last year. It was. Let's be honest, it was. But then it was just like, do we really want him back on our TVs? If he didn't come back to wrestling, I'd be fine with that. I think a lot of us need to be okay with it. Because if he doesn't want to come back, all the fan wishes in the world aren't going to make him come back. He's stubborn. If he doesn't want to come back, fine. He's married to AJ. He's happy. Let him do what he wants to do. Hot tea is great. I actually drink a lot of hot tea during the wintertime. Just because it's a great pick-me-up in the morning. And when I was still working at home, it was like, hey, just have a nice cup of hot tea to start the day, and it gets me through the day. And yes, I add sugar to it because that's me. I can't do unsweetened hot tea. This is unnatural to me. But yeah, hot tea is delicious. Yeah, Batista's pretty much done with wrestling. He retired the night after WrestleMania 35. He's going into the Hall of Fame. He doesn't need to do anything else with wrestling. He's accomplished more than most people. He had a very successful career. He's doing well in Hollywood. He's fine. He doesn't need to wrestle anymore. He proved he could still go at WrestleMania. I think that's all we needed. He just wanted to face Triple H one more time as like a thank you. He got that. Got a good match out of it. Yeah, Batista's in-ring career is done. And I think we can live with that. He had a great career. No arguments. Batista should return on Raw for Randy's Legend Killer list. I doubt it. I doubt he would come in if there's no fans there. You know, there's no point in him returning if there's no fans there. All right, so we got about Have you tried honey or raw honey in your hot tea instead of sugar? Um, I have done it. I only really do that when I'm sick, though. I don't like the taste of honey and sugar, the taste of honey and tea. I don't know what it is. It's just not for me. I'm not saying I don't like honey and other things. It's just I don't like gloops of stuff in my tea. It's like I just want tea to be like completely liquid, or maybe I'm just not doing it right. But anytime there's honey in my tea, it tastes different. It's like, if I can find like a suitable substitute for it that makes it taste just as good, sure, I'd do that. But to me, the taste has to be there too. Yeah, Big G, I can message you more info. Are you friends with my wife on Facebook? If not, you should add her, and you can probably send her a message. She'd be more than happy to give you the information. It's a great. It's also a great way to like make a little extra money on the side if you need to do that for the wedding, and let other people know how you're doing with it. All right, so there you go. The problem with WWE Backstage is that they moved their time slot from 11 p.m. to midnight. No wrestling fan, especially in this day and age, is going to stay up past midnight to watch a show talking about wrestling like it's ESPN. They're not going to stay up that late for it. If it was in prime time, sure, watch that all day. At midnight, and especially during the pandemic when it was all over webcam, it's like, doing live shows via webcam, this one excluded, because this one's exclusively available on webcam. Doing like studio shows on webcam makes it come across as cheap, and it just didn't translate well. People didn't want to watch that. And the moving of time slots didn't help it either. It was pretty doomed from the beginning. Almost everyone is a part-timer now except for Sasha and Bailey. Hey, no arguments here. Give Sasha and Bailey a show by themselves. I would watch it. And Ken says I miss talking smack. I mean, who doesn't? They do Raw Talk now. I don't know why they don't bring back talking smack. I mean, Renee Young's not doing anything. Let her host talking smack once she's, like, cured up from the COVID. Do you think fans are coming back this year? I hope so. I really want them back before the Rumble. The Royal Rumble is one of those pay-per-views that needs the fan reactions. You need the countdown of the fans. Not having that for 2021 would be absolutely devastating because you can't cancel the Royal Rumble. It is the main story element for the road to WrestleMania. You just can't do it. Have you tried to drink body armor or heard of it? I don't know if that's like the pre-workout stuff. I have to look at what Jen has downstairs. If it's the pre-workout stuff, it's actually pretty good. Like the fruit punch. I don't know what the body armor is exactly. Like I said, Jen knows more about the stuff than I do, so you'd have to ask her. Detroit should get the first show with fans. They were the first city to lose the show due to the pandemic. Well, then that should make Pittsburgh second. Because we lost Raw due to the pandemic. Um, uh, other than real songs, what's the best wrestling theme right now? Um, I really enjoyed Dakota Kai's theme, which they finally made available on like YouTube and Spotify and Amazon Music and stuff like that. I enjoyed listening to that theme. I have it in my playlist, just like I have Bailey's new theme in my playlist. Um, both good songs. Dakota Kai's is just so badass, though. I love it. Paul said Noah and I had tickets to the canceled SmackDown show in Detroit. Yeah, I was going to go to that Raw, which would have been so cool because I hadn't seen Austin in an arena since '97. So it was like 23 years later, Austin 316 Day for Raw. Yeah, hell yeah, I would have been there. But Cody Fosterling says no one cares about Pittsburgh. Hey now. Hey now. What is that about? You know I'm from Pittsburgh and you're giving me a hard time. I know you are. Big Baller Jesus, cut a promo on Cody, Greg. You're doubling down now. You're doubling down. Where are you from, Cody? Because if you're calling Pittsburgh a dump and you're from Cleveland, the hypocrisy is amazing. And Big G, you know I don't cut promos unless I get a wheel spin. $10 for a spin on the Wheel Pensen. Buy a shirt. The Wheel Pensen shirt available at teespring.com/stores/Greg Cherry Brand. Follow me on Twitter at Greg Cherry Brand. Instagram at Greg Cherry Brand. You can find the link there without having to type everything in. So there you go. Wisconsin? So are you a Green Bay guy? Why the hatred for Pittsburgh? You beat us in Super Bowl 45. That makes no sense. Wisconsin? There's no AFC North teams in Wisconsin. Big Baller G with the $10. I didn't think you were actually going to do it, G, but okay, thank you. Well, it's not a promo, but you get karaoke from me, which should sound amazing on this. Do Wisconsin and Pitt have a college rivalry? I'm not sure. I'm a Notre Dame fan. But I think Wisconsin and Penn State is more of the Big Ten rivalry than Wisconsin and Pitt. Yeah, I'm going to come up with a karaoke song. Maybe avoid more of the trash talk to Pittsburgh, but there you go. But Big G's a Pittsburgh guy, too. We're both Steelers fans. So, go black and gold. And I'm wearing black and gold today. It's not the Steelers, but I am wearing black and gold. Karaoke songs, all right. I'm going to do a song by a band called Tantric. A song called Morning. This is like an old song. This is like almost 20 years ago that they came out with this. It was the original Tantric lineup. But they were one of the first bands I really broke off into my own music genre and became a fan of this kind of music for. So hopefully I can do it justice. cred. Maybe I won't. Now I need to find the lyrics because they're not part of that video. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Or I can just pick a different song. Somebody posted it in the comments. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Is there something that you're trying to say? Don't hold back now. It's been a long time since I felt this way, so don't hold back now. I purposely forgot about loving anyone, 'cause I'm the only one who has been stepped upon. Is there something that you're trying to say? 'Cause I can take it, 'cause I grew up a man this way, and if I'm hurt I'll shake it. I'll crawl back in the cave, that's how I'll make it. 'Cause out of all this hurt we have, beauty thus become. Beauty thus become. In the morning I can see the sights, no wonder I could never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. In the morning I can see the sights, no wonder I could never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. I'm wishing all the best for you, and now I'll say goodbye. 'Cause all the shit that we've been through put wisdom in my eyes. So walk away, don't turn around, 'cause I won't be standing here. 'Cause all the lies I've been living through are becoming very clear. And beauty thus become. Yeah, in the morning I can see the sights, no wonder I can never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. In the morning I can see the sights, no wonder I can never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. Then you conned me into thinking that all I had was you. The small insinuations were cutting me through, cutting me through. Now I stand alone here, stronger than before. And I'll never go back, never go back, never go. Oh, in the morning I can see the sights. No wonder I can never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. In the morning I can see the sights. No wonder I could never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. In the morning I can see the sights. No wonder I could never keep you satisfied. In the morning I can see inside myself and all the things that you were trying to hide. Glad they put the lyrics in there, because that's pretty good for not having really heard that song in about 10 years. The This Guy Experience. What gimmick storyline WWE hasn't done would you want to see? Jeez. I don't even know. There's so much that has been done and that's been repeated. Where do you go from there? I really don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what you have to do other than be like a part of the No DQ team or super chat a lot to become a mod, but could you see AEW be bigger than WWE in a couple years? You know, they would need a Hogan-esque character. Honestly, and it's going to sound ridiculous, they would need John Cena to show up on AEW and turn heel. That's what they need to get the interest. I mean, you have a lot of good guys there. You do. But will they overtake WWE? Will there be another wrestling boom like that? I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. I honestly don't even know why I have this plugged into the TV. I haven't used it. Yeah. I don't even need that. Yeah, Aaron and Jeff are doing a stream around 7 p.m. Eastern, so go check that out. I believe it's on here. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's across here and Jeff's Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, but follow it yourself. It's at 7 p.m. I'm only on for another 20 minutes, so there you go. If there's another wrestling boom, it won't happen until long after the COVID era. That's probably true, but like I said, especially with all the political talk and me burying politics as much as I did, I'm thinking that come November, once the election is over, all the COVID stuff will go away. I know it's a global issue,
and everything. But once the government realizes that they don't control the people, then maybe they'll back off, or maybe they'll go harder, and that we won't have any enjoyment in our lives whatsoever anymore. I don't know. I'm ready for a post-COVID world. Like, if it's a virus and it sticks around forever, then it's going to be a virus that sticks around forever, and we'll figure something out. To live in fear of getting sick is ridiculous. If I get it, and if I get sick, I pray that God has me strong enough that I fight it out of me and I survive. Can't do anything about it. If I get it, I get it. You know, it is what it is, but we'll see. I don't wish it upon anybody. I'm not saying it's a work. I know people who've been sick from it. But it's something that almost 99% of people recover from. So you gotta trust the process and not live in fear. Have faith. SN 1281. Pittsburgh is actually a really cool city, a cool city owned by Lamar Jackson. See, hey, how'd the Ravens do in the playoffs? They lost, didn't they? Yeah, they lost to the Titans. And you know what? Lamar Jackson didn't even play against Ben Roethlisberger last year. So you can't even... We almost beat the Ravens with our third-string quarterback last year. If it wasn't for James Conner, it was either James Conner or Juju fumbling in overtime, the Steelers would have beat the Ravens. More of the Baltimore hype train. And Zamazu, Greg, you say that now until you pass it on to a loved one and then they die. I can't. I'm not going to have that mentality. Can you imagine? Because it's not like I can control that either. You know? Oh, stay quarantined in your house. You know, I stayed quarantined after all the stuff about COVID broke out. I stayed quarantined for like a month and a half. Didn't want to leave my house at all. It was actually kind of awesome. I'm an introvert, so what do I care? But if I get sick, I get sick. If someone around me gets sick, if I get it, then I will just quarantine for a little bit, and I won't go anywhere. You know, my parents live an hour and a half away, so I don't have to worry about passing it on to them. The only person who lives with me is my wife. So, if we get it, we get it. But I don't want that responsibility to say, well, if you pass them a virus, you could die. That's the case with any virus. You can't just put it on somebody because of COVID. It's any virus. Like if somebody goes around you with like the flu or something and they're very susceptible to it, it could be the same thing. You can't live in fear of a virus, though. Like you have to be considerate, but you can't live in fear of it, or else that fear controls you. Don't let fear control you. Have faith that there is something bigger and better out there for you that can take care of all your problems. If you take the problems to Him, and yes, this is me talking about God again. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. We know the deal here. I know there are people who don't believe in God. There are people who are atheists in the chat. Fine. That's your prerogative to believe what you want to believe or not believe what you don't want to believe in. I'm not here trying to tell you. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm telling you what I believe and for you to make your own decision. I believe in God. If I get this virus, I trust that He'll heal me. I trust that He'll keep me safe. Am I a lunatic for thinking so? Maybe some people think that, but that's not what I think. take that for what you will. And Ken, Ken, I don't exactly approve of that combination that you wish COVID on the haters. No, you missed the entire point of my rant earlier. It's like, if you have haters, show them love. Don't wish harm upon them. You missed the entire point of my rant. I don't agree with that whatsoever. If there are people that you hate, first of all, you have the wrong mentality. You disagree with them. You don't hate them. But don't wish harm upon them, because then that makes you no better than they are. And in fact, it might make you worse. Always strive to be better. Don't sink down to their level just because you feel like you have to get at them. If somebody doesn't like you, that's their problem. They're the ones with hate in their heart. You rise above that. Be better than that. See, in addition to entertaining and being a goofball, I can always be profound and have good words for you people. Maybe I should start my own, like, if I knew for a fact I had enough, like, viewership and support, maybe I could start, like, an advice podcast or an advice, like, radio show or something where people call in and I just give them advice. It's like, I'm not an expert in anything except wrestling trivia, but I have some life experience. I think I know what love is. Try your luck. It's like, oh, how can I love a Trump supporter? Like, they're completely, oh, those MAGA hat people are complete idiots. It's like, first of all, never judge somebody because of their politics. Politics is the seed of hate. Politics intentionally divides people. There is nothing good that comes out of it. Nothing. Say, oh, these government programs, there's nothing good that comes out of it. Period. End. Show love to each other, even those you disagree with most. If you disagree with their lifestyle, you don't have to agree with their lifestyle. You don't live their life. You live your life. Be kind to each other. Even the concept of karma, like, they'll get theirs. It's like, it's still, and you know what, I'll be honest, I'm not perfect with it either. I'm still bitter about losing my job back in April, and perhaps this is not the place to broadcast that. I'm still bitter about it. I won't go into detail about what happened because it's really not anybody's business, but I still hold a lot of anger and resentment towards them, and I have to get over that. So I'm not perfect with it either. I can learn from my own speeches here. If you hold anger and resentment towards somebody, they're living rent-free in your head. They're causing you undue stress that you don't really need. There's no point in it. And like I said, I have to get better with it too. This is becoming more like, I really should have Aaron change the name of the WWE live stream to, I should actually have like a name for this show. I know I call it the sensational stream, like in a graphic packet. I need like an actual name for this show. Because it seems like between entertainment, especially now that I have the microphone, between that and having these like deep discussions like this, I feel like I need an actual solid name. It's just, oh, it's Greg's live stream. It's like, that's not anything. That doesn't tell you anything. It's like, I need an actual like title for this. Think about it. Maybe we'll get something for next week. I'll talk to Aaron and be like, hey, can you call my streams this from now on? The Cherry Bomb Show. Potentially. Cherry Truth Bombs. No, I don't know. Because it's more than me just talking. Like, it encompasses so much. It encompasses wrestling. It encompasses sports. It talks about deep stuff like we've been talking about today. It's so much more than just a WWE live stream. And anybody who watches it knows that. Yes, this is a wrestling channel, and we do talk about wrestling. That's never not going to be a topic. And yes, I used a double negative, so whatever. But it is so much more than that. Every other show on Aaron's channel is strictly wrestling talk. This one isn't. I've always been different. Gregic the Entertainer. The Lego My Grego live stream. You guys are coming up with some good punny ones. I'll think about it during the week. The spin the wheel, make the deal, but live stream now. And we talk about game shows too. I mean, we talk about Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We talk about the Miz's game show, was Ken brought up. Cannonball. Talk about other game shows. I mean, Noah Foster's a big game show person. Maybe if my internet connections aren't terrible, of course, perhaps I should start doing like StreamYard or something to get more people on here and have more like engaging topics. I don't know. It's definitely something to consider. But I feel like I need... Yeah, the Buzzer channel with all the old game shows is fantastic. I love Buzzer. And a lot of their game shows are on Amazon Prime Video, too, if you don't actually have Buzzer. But Buzzer is a fantastic channel. I love all the old game shows. If you have... I know for me, I have an Xbox. They have an app called Pluto TV. You download that, and they have a channel that has Nickelodeon game shows like 24/7. Great channel. Who had the better career, Hall or Nash? I would probably say Kevin Nash. Because Kevin Nash was world champion multiple times. Scott Hall, unless he was champion in AWA, was never world champion. He had better matches than Nash, but I think statistics and accomplishments and championships wise, Nash had the better career. Well, Ken, if you want to go buy some of Noah's game show inspired shirts, you can go to teespring.com/stores/GregCherryBrand. He's got a couple of them up there. He's got a Deal or No Deal inspired shirt. He's got a Press Your Luck inspired shirt. I may have a third one up there, but there's so many shirts on the Teespring store. Just go buy them. They're so good. Yes, you can always go to the Teespring store. It's a big support for me. It really is. Yeah, and support Noah Foster. If people if people go buy the shirts for the people, because you have to realize the Teespring store is not just for me. And to interject, my favorite game show is Wheel of Fortune. I could say my favorite game show is Luck of the Draw and Mark Out for myself, but I'm not going to do that. My favorite game show of all time is Wheel of Fortune, just because I'm really good at it. But yeah, when you buy the shirts off of Teespring, it's not just for me. It's supporting the people that you enjoy watching on NoDQ. It's Cindy, and it's Noah, and it's the Aftermatch guys, and it's Big G. Big G's got a few shirts up there. You can support multiple of them also. And I really like designing the shirts for people. I like having a massive library of shirts to choose from. I just got to make sure the interest is there too. So if you want to support more than just me, go to teespring.com/stores. If I can get the link right here. You see it all the time. Go to my Twitter or Instagram at Greg Cherry Brand. Click the link. You can get there. What's the next Wrestling Rewind going to be about, Greg? It is going to be, as long as we get to film it this week, because I kind of have my weekly plans messed up. It's going to be a fully loaded 2000. So this week should be a good one. And then the week after that, and it's my fault, I kind of did this to ourselves, we're going to watch the Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view. So yikes. I mean, there's so many good game shows out there. There's some that are bad too. Maybe we'll get to that topic another day. But all right, Ken, quit abusing your power, because I'm about to end the stream. You've never seen the Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view? I haven't either, but I feel like I'm going to regret it because it's widely regarded as one of the worst pay-per-views in wrestling history. But anyway, Twitter and Instagram at Greg Cherry Brand, youtube.com/Greg Cherry Brand for the Wrestling Trivia Challenge and for the future episodes of Luck of the Draw. Coming up soon, actually. I'm getting ready to film another episode in about 3 weeks here. So I'm that weekend I probably will not stream. I'm going to be honest with you, because that's going to be an insane weekend. I probably will not stream the weekend of August 15th, August 16th, just because of all the stuff I'm doing. So don't take that personally. But it's just because I will need like 3 days of sleep after that weekend. Like 3 straight days. Like straight up coma. Just not waking up till Wednesday type things. I will be... Yeah, I will be exhausted that weekend. But until then, and I'll say this too. You go to youtube.com/Greg Cherry Brand. You'll find Wrestling Trivia Challenge. You'll find Luck of the Draw. You'll find a couple other things there. But teespring.com/store/Greg Cherry Brand. I bring this up because I have a special coupon code for you guys to use to get 20% off your order. So, heck, I'll break out. I will break this out for the first time on this stream. I'm going to break it out right here. So, here we go. I'm going to give you guys a coupon code for teespring.com. So here you go. If you use the code LOTD20 for Luck of the Draw 20th game, you get 20% off your order at teespring.com/store/Greg Cherry Brand. And that's good through August 15th. So go get your shirts today. You can get them for way cheaper if you use that coupon code. That's LOTD20. Go use that at Teespring. And if I don't keep messing with this, Go to teespring.com/stores/greatcherrybrand. Get your shirts. Buy a shirt. Use the coupon code LOTD20. Get 20% off your order. And we will see you guys next week. Follow me on Twitter, @GreatCherryBrand. Really on Twitter. I have the Instagram up there too, but follow me on Twitter specifically. Let's get Greg Cherry on Quizzlemania. It's going to be a thing. I need to get the Twitter followers. Go there, follow me. Tell everybody that follows you to follow me. Because I got a goal. It's free. Let's get me those followers. Right now. Because my stream is ending. So go on Twitter, @GreatCherryBrand. Get me those followers. Get me on Quizzlemania. And it'll be so epic. It will be. And I will see you guys next week with another, whatever we call this stream. I'll see you guys next week.